Those are 10 chapters I really want you to do what? Spend a lot of time for sales associates, but learn everything else because everything else is, low-hanging fruit. You just got to get better at some of these chapters.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. A joint venture is a temporary agreement. A joint venture is a temporary agreement. Okay, you may act as a brokerage as long as everybody has a what? Broker's license. Now, a brokerage corporation. A brokerage corporation is registered with the DRE. They're also going to have to file with the Secretary of State because it's a corporation. Now, you have officers and directors. Officers is the highest position you can have. An officer is the highest position you can have. The broker inside a brokerage corporation must be an officer. So the qualifying broker must be an officer. Sales associate, broker associates may never be an officer or a director. Now, notice it says active or inactive broker or non-licensed registered person. Anybody can be an officer or director except sales associate, broker associate. Now, you must have at least one active broker. That's going to be an officer, and that's going to be your qualifying broker. If that person dies, leaves, something happens, everybody becomes automatically involuntary inactive. You have 14 days to replace that broker. If not, they're going to pull your registration. You have 14 calendar days. You cannot write no new business. You can only finish any old business. Okay? You gotta keep this in your mind. Bless you. This is going to be true even when we talk about brokerage partnerships. If the broker leaves, the active broker, they die, they this, they that, it's always an issue. So it's always better to have what? More than one broker on file in the company. That way they can transition over seamlessly. In a corporation, it's not that bad because a corporation has what? It has a protection, it has a veil. You can't sue people directly. But in a partnership, it becomes a little harder because under a general partnership, can I sue each partner individually? Yes. Can I sue the partnership as a whole? Yes. And does it have unlimited liability? Yes, all day. So it's a lot harder to make a broker a general partner than it is to do it here. So here's the brokerage partnership. A general partner who sells real estate. A general partner who sells real estate must have an active broker's license. So if I have 5 general partners and they all want to be directly or indirectly involved in real estate, what kind of license do they need? A broker's license. They cannot be a sales associate or a broker associate. They need to have a broker's license. Now, same rule applies. That person leaves, you have 14 days to replace them. You can't write no new business. Everybody's license becomes automatically involuntary inactive until a new broker is put in place. If you don't do it in 14 days, they pull your registration. You're out of business. Sales associates cannot be a general partner. Now, here you go. 6 brokers wish to become partners in a real estate agency and be active in real estate. They must register with the beeper as inactive brokers. They must be licensed as active brokers. They must have at least 1 active brokers. The partnership must be registered with the Secretary of State. What do we think? B. The reason is, if all the partners want to practice, they all have to be brokers, right? It's not going to be the Secretary of State. If they said that this was a limited partnership, then it would be the Secretary of State. But it would be a combination because they have to have this and they would have to have that. So the question would be, the answers would be written different. In this one, they're talking about 6 brokers who wish to become partners in a real estate agency and be active in real estate. So they all have to be active brokers. Limited partnership. This has to register with the DRE. You're gonna have to have 1 general partner at a minimum, and you're gonna have to have 1 limited partner as a minimum. If you have 1 and 1, then that means the general partner has to be a what? Broker. Anybody can be a limited partner. Anybody, licensed or not licensed, you can be a limited partner. Whether you're licensed or not licensed, you can be a limited partner. Okay? But a sales associate can never be a what? General partner. Always remember that. A sales associate may never be a general partner. They can be a limited partner, but they may never be a general partner.
Why did they do 14 calendar days instead of 10 business days? Does that mean it's like if it's a holiday during the month, just 14 calendar? It switches.
Doesn't matter. They just, again, those why questions, I can't answer them. You sound like you're from New York right now. Okay? So I can't answer the why questions. What we need to remember is that it's 14 calendar days. So this is a pretty cool slide. This is the best one they have for this. So notice they say, if you're a corporation, general partner, or a limited partner, you have to register the brokerage. The brokerage is going to be registered with the beeper. You're always going to have at least 1 active broker, regardless. Okay? You're always going to be given 14 calendar days to replace the loss of an active broker. So if the broker disappears, you have 14 calendar days to replace it. Okay, now notice when we look at corporation, the active or inactive brokers or registered officers, they can be officers and directors. Notice down below, sales associate, broker associates may not be a what? Officer or director. When we're in the